Hey, boys and girls, welcome back. Today, we are going to be looking at lesson 6.2, which is more comparison problems. So we're going to look at some problems and figure out some keywords and use some variables to help us figure out our answers. Here we go. It says Darren has 3 cousins. Robert has 42 cousins. The question's asking us how many times as many cousins does Robert have than Darren? Okay, that kind of sounds a little crazy, a little weird, but let's take a look. So Darren, we know, has 3 cousins. Okay, so Darren 3 cousins and Robert has 42 cousins. The question's asking us how many times as many cousins does Robert have than Darren? Okay, yesterday we used a bar model. Today we can use bar models as well. So if I have, here is Darren. So I'm going to just do like D for Darren, and he has 3 cousins. Okay, and we know that Robert has 42 cousins. We have to figure out how many times it would be that Robert has. So how many times more cousins? See? How many times as many cousins does Robert have than Darren? So we can make N for number of cousins, okay? For cousins. So how many more times cousins? So we would do 3 times N equals how many cousins Robert has. Okay? So, because we know that Robert has 42, we know that Darren has 3. And we have to figure out how many times as many cousins Robert has than him. So we're going to kind of do the inverse operation. So I can think 3 times something to get me 42, or we know that inverse operation to multiplication is division. So let's do 42 divided by 3 will get us N. So let's do it off over here. 42 divided by 3. So I could do partial quotient if I like. I know most of us like that. So I can think, well, I'll do 3 times 10, right? And that'll get me 30. And then when I subtract, I'm left with 12. 3 times 4 is 12. So I have no remainder. Add up my partials, 14. And I can think, okay, N equals 14. So Robert has 14 times more cousins than Darren. And you can double check your work by doing the inverse operation. We could do 14 times 3, and that should give us 42. Let's double check. 4 times 3 is 12. So I'm going to put my 2 and regroup my 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So 42. There we go. There we have it. So how many times as many cousins does Robert have than Darren? 14 times more. Okay. Let's take a look at another one. All right. Johnny walked 288 minutes. That is 4 times as many minutes as Deanna walked. How many minutes M, we'll use our variable M for minutes, did Deanna walk? Okay, so Johnny, these are my brother and sister's names, by the way. Johnny walked 288 minutes. That is 4 times as many minutes as Deanna walked. Okay, that is 4 times as many. So 288, is, remember we used some keywords, is like equals. So 288 is 4 times as many minutes as Deanna walked. M, we don't know. So using keywords in the problem help you. The word is like equals, okay? So we can think 288 is what Johnny walked, and that is 4 times as many minutes as Deanna walked, M. So I could think 4 times something equals 288, or my inverse operation, 288 divided by 4 will give me m. So we'll do division. Let's see. 288 divided by 4. So let's think. I can't do 4 times something to get 200s, but I could and share it out equally, but I could do 4 times something to get me close to 2800s or 2810s, or actually really 2810s. So let's think of my multiples of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. So I can do 4 times 7 tens or 70 will get me 280 or 28 tens, and subtract it. I'm left with 8. 4 times 2 gets me 8. I have no remainders. So 72 is my m. M equals 72. And m is how many minutes Deanna walked. So she walked 72 minutes. Johnny walked 288 minutes. He walked 4 times as many minutes as Deanna. You could double check it by doing 72 times 4. I know 2 times 4 is 8, and 4 times 7 is 28. And there you have it. All right, we'll practice more tomorrow. Have a good night.